Disney's got to do something about this, because I'm about to light my favorite Boba Fett dress on fire, and I'm not even going to feel bad about it. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. I'm recording this right after watching episode 7 of The Acolyte. I've really come to think about Star Wars in a really different way lately, and it's kind of a bummer because I've been very open about the fact that Star Wars has been something that I really loved for years, and yet it's genuinely shocking seeing what Star Wars has turned into. Disney buys it and slowly but surely transforms it into something we don't recognize. And it's genuinely sad to think about. And because I think about these things all the time, I've started to wonder if Star Wars can be saved. And I've come to a couple of different conclusions when it comes to this. Disney no longer prioritizes storytelling. When they use your legacy characters, they essentially find ways to destroy them so that you have to find love in their new characters, which are never as charismatic or interesting. They also prioritize merch, and they make all these weird creatures and little animals and things that are gonna repeat a formula. One of the other things Disney prioritizes is letting people treat their own trauma. Leslie Headland has said a bunch of times that Frozen inspired The Acolyte because of her own difficult situation with her sister. I don't give a what your situation with your sister is, and I certainly don't need to hear about how your queerness is going to influence everything you write. Your sexual orientation and your family situation literally could not mean less to me. You could be anybody and write good Star Wars. It's not about that. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. The point is, you walk in with a chip on your shoulder to write a story that you want to tell, but that isn't necessarily in tune with the identity of Star Wars, nor is it something meant for the fans. And then when the fans respond in a negative way, it's all chalked up to bigotry, and none of the real criticism that people could have is dignified in any way. So the big thing about Star Wars, which has always been storytelling, has basically been thrown by the wayside by Disney. On another note, Disney borderline takes pleasure in disconnecting itself with its fan base now. And you can't do that with a franchise as old as Star Wars. The original Star Wars came out in 1977, which means that we are going on 47 years of Star Wars. In 3 years, Star Wars will have been a part of pop culture for half a century. You cannot take a fan base that devoted and that old, and not even old like in an age thing, but just it's history. You can't take that and tell these people that the way that they look at their favorite media is wrong. You need to mold your own stories into the shape that we love, the shape of the Star Wars that we know and love, and they are unwilling to do that. And so what has happened with Star Wars is that little by little they've gone alienating a fan base. And at first we were a fan base that was not entirely thrilled with what Disney was doing, but we were still sort of giving them the benefit of the doubt because, well, they were slapping a Star Wars label on it. Of course we were gonna buy it. Of course we were gonna go watch it. We were gonna go experience it. And then they eventually created an apathetic environment where we were watching things and saying, well, this is just kind of lame and I don't think I want to finish this. And beyond that, now with The Acolyte, we have gotten like thrilled at the prospect of this is shit, and I'm gonna let you know it's shit because you said I was wrong for not liking it, and now I have a personal vendetta against you. And that's a really dangerous thing to create with fans, because the problem is that your fans are the people that line your pockets. Why would you want to antagonize these people? I genuinely don't understand Disney's strategy here. And so now the Star Wars fan base is dwindling, and anything that Disney puts out with a Star Wars label on it is going to be challenged. It's going to be nitpicked. The problem is most people aren't going in with an open mind anymore because of what Disney has done to the franchise. I think Disney is up shit's creek without a paddle, because they've done this to both Marvel and Star Wars, and they're sort of starting to do it with Pixar. We can see that this is kind of just the path that Disney is on. I am of the opinion that this can be corrected in a number of different ways. I think Disney needs to clean house. I think the people that Kathleen Kennedy has hired, Leslie Headland, for instance, the fact that she bragged about bringing on writers that hadn't even seen it, the fact that Jessica Gao, for instance, when she wrote She-Hulk, was all about, well, we wanted to troll the fans, and that was a goal for them. Since when has anybody started to put out content that makes money while also deciding to attack their fan base. That's not the formula here. Disney needs to clean house and bring in people that can do two things: write good stories and make good money. That's it. You write a good story, write a good Star Wars story, and you will make good money. The fans will come, they will pay for it, they will watch it, they will like the characters. That's it. But Disney needs to start by cleaning house, first and foremost. If Disney does not clean house, then Disney needs to create a different way for people to answer to somebody like Bob Iger, for instance, who Bob Iger is also problematic, but even he has come out and acknowledged that quantity has been put over quality in recent years, and that Disney has become unfocused in regards to just telling a good story, and that they needed to get back to that. At least Bob Iger is aware of that. Somebody needs to answer to him about these things, and he needs to put his foot down and decide, hey, if you're not putting out for fans, preferably by fans, then there's no point in putting $180 million into 8 episodes of anything. If Disney is unwilling to do these things, then I think the best hope for the Star Wars franchise is for it to be sold to somebody else. Unfortunately, I don't see this happening ever, purely because Disney is way too far in on Star Wars. Look how long they've held this IP. They bought it in 2012, we're in 2024, and they've already made an entire other franchise. They've made spin-off movies, they've made series, they have theme parks centered around Star Wars. There's no way that Disney's gonna sell it. But the fact of the matter is that if they did and they put it into the hands of somebody who was less willing to interject their own ideas and were just willing to make Star Wars, that would be the thing that saves it. Unfortunately, those are the only methods that I see where Star Wars is able to keep its hold on pop culture, both in America and globally. Other than that, it's going to go the way of the dinosaurs. There's a ton of Star Wars content out there, and so much of it is bad. The Acolyte, we could call that the Crapolite, the Wackolite. If you speak Spanish, el Ascolite. Asco means disgust in Spanish, so Ascolite. It's not going to survive. It's helping to tank the franchise even faster than it already was. Disney's got to do something about this, because I'm about to light my favorite Boba Fett dress on fire, and I'm not even gonna feel bad about it. That's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. For more SnarkyJay, tune in on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST. You can also check out my Instagram, and if you'd like to support me, this channel, and my content creation, do check out and consider subscribing to my Patreon for exclusive photo shoot sets and content. I will add links to all of those in the description below, and let me know your thoughts on Disney saving Star Wars in the comments below.